Hi, this is Liberty Central team here with Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio's 4th District, talking about the congressional agenda, and in particular the Dodd-Frank financial overhaul bill that's being considered this week. Congressman, what's your view on the bill?
This is, here we go again. 2,000 pages, big tax increases, more power for bureaucrats, less power for local banks and local citizens and taxpayers and families and small business owners. So another terrible piece of legislation in the same vein as the health care bill, in the same vein as cap and trade, and not the direction we want to go. I've said for months, if big federal government spending, big federal government regulation, big federal government taxation were going to get us out of this mess, well, heck, we'd have been out of it a long time ago, because that's all the government's been doing now for a year and a half. So there are all kinds of problems with the $20 billion in new taxes on some of the bigger financial institutions. That's taking capital out of the market, away from small business owners, away from families who are trying to get through this tough economic time, taking money away from our communities, our small business owners, the families across this country when they desperately need it. So moves in the wrong direction, empowers government instead of empowering people, empowering families, and empowering small business owners. And that's why it's a bad piece of legislation. And that's why I'll hit the no button several times when I vote no on this thing.
That's great. Do you have a message for grassroots folks who oppose the bill like you do? What do they need to do to make their voices heard?
The same thing they've been doing for the last year and a half. I mean, we've seen an unbelievable movement in this country where citizens are saying enough is enough. Cut the craziness. Let's get back to some common sense. Let's have some reasonableness in government. And they are speaking out loud and clear. So just keep it up. I mean, we've seen it play out in your folks have all heard this. We've seen it play out in New Jersey. We've seen it play out in Virginia. We've seen it play out in Massachusetts in the context of an election. I think we're going to see it play out this November in the congressional elections. But keep contacting your member and tell them, look, we're watching. We know this is bad. We know what it does, and we're paying attention. And that gets politicians. That gets their attention. So I would just continue to do what Americans have been doing. That's what energizes me, is this phenomenon we've seen in the country where people are in a much more active way stepping forward and saying, we're not going to take it anymore. This is the greatest nation in history. We want to keep it that way. We don't want to let the politicians ruin the country.
That's great. Thanks very much for your time.
You bet. Thank you. Thanks for all the good work you're doing.